Well, hello and welcome to this commentary track on Spider-Man 2, the smash hit from 2004, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire and probably some other people. If you know what, you'd like to watch along, this is on Starz, and it's a little complicated, so because they have this hey, this movie's rated PG-13 for reasons thing that shows up. So go ahead and queue up to 10 seconds in on Starz, because this was a commentary track intended to provide commentary for those streaming movies. And before we get started, I would like to say, give a little shout out to my buddies at calderalab.com. I use their products to keep my skin looking younger, softer, smoother. Check out the Good, the Base Layer, and upcoming Mask the Deep. Go to calderalab.com. Use my promo code FRY15 at checkout and you save 15%. So, we about ready to start watching Spider-Man 2? Hit play now. I'm just drinking a little bit of Gatorade Grape Fierce. I think that they would change the name of that now, because now Fierce has a little different connotation to it, it feels like. Man, it feels like such an antiquated Columbia Pictures logo right there. I wonder, it looks like it's kind of from the 90s in a bit. I do like that Marvel with the actual comic books going instead of the MCU used one. I think I made a bad choice here wearing a robe. I'm not trying to feel like Ric Flair, but just getting a little hot. I really liked this movie. When this came out, this was considered the best comic book movie. In many ways, I think it very well could still be the highest rated comic book movie on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I really the only movie I think I've ever seen in a movie theater twice. I watched it opening night. Got a little emotional at the end. Weeks later, took my grandparents to go see it. Grandfather fell asleep during the movie. So that's how you know it's quality. I am going to be eating popcorn throughout this commentary. We are catching everybody up to speed with illustrations of the previous movie. See, this is what they call title sequence, Marvel. You used to have them in movies. Could be an effective way to portray something, maybe set the tone, catch the audience up. Could be. So you just throw all this stuff in at the end when people should be leaving to go to their car. What's the point of doing all this at the end of the films? That's what I don't get. Because it's like, okay, the story's been told, it's over. So why are we watching this? And those are my thoughts on closing title sequences. Beloved husband and uncle. Everything seems pretty accurate to the first movie. Walking away. I can just be your friend, MJ, that's it. Guy actually turned down... MJ was into Peter Parker. She thought she was kind of like Spider-Man, but she liked Peter Parker instead. And he walked away. Oh, wow, MJ, big time. Billboard, New York. This guy here, isn't he a correspondent on The Daily Show, or was? I think he's the villain in the Last Airbender. Why are you delivering pizzas when you're Spider-Man's personal photographer? Really, it seems like just kind of in a way to set him up having a typical job, and so that we can have some kind of comical pizza delivery as Spider-Man. This movie didn't make as much as the first, and that's the way things used to be. It used to be the first movie made most of the money. Now they feel like they can kind of keep building. You give the intention that you're building to something to the point that people have to stick around. Almost hit by a bus with MJ on it. Look, we're making the pizza delivery exciting. That's his first reaction. Not Spider-Man's delivering. Spider-Man took the pizza. Oh boy. Oh boy. I do not remember CGI 2004 Spider-Man looking that jank. And we got this guy obviously got a green screen. You can see his hair's kind of giving a vibe. Oh boy, man. I actually thought that the spider CGI effect in the first movie was better than I remember. In this one, it's worse than I remember. How bad is it going to look when he's fighting Dr. Octopus? Because the fight with Dr. Octopus was kind of mind-blowing. I think he got an Oscar for Best Visual Effects. Is that Zoe Deschanel or Emily Deschanel right there? Yeah, I think that's Emily Deschanel. This movie going to be full of people I recognize also. I don't know if anybody has ever actually had pizza that was free because it was late. Because I've never personally seen it. It only seems to happen in Spider-Man 2 and 1990 Ninja Turtles movie. Because otherwise, Wise Turtle once said, "Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for a late pizza." Well, I've never seen them say, "Sir, we're late, it's free." Hey, we're 5 minutes late, it's over. None of that. They'd go straight out of business. I think we really wanted to show off the Dr. Pepper in that shot. You're fired, Parker. Why aren't you getting shoved to Spider-Man? See, if Spider-Man doesn't have a super villain to go up against, he's in financial ruin. So shouldn't the devious plan here be for Spider-Man to go try to create a villain for him to fight so that he can get in the limelight? Here we got all the usual characters here. Bill Nunn. Oh gosh, forgot the gal's name again. Chick who ruined Charlie's Angels. Hey, Pete. Wow, he's getting a cash advance at the Bugle? Wow. Elizabeth Banks, that's right. I think we are now going to see the lizard that never came to be. Here we go. Dr. Connors was mentioned in the first movie, but not seen. Yeah, he's got an arm missing, guys. There is some way to set this up, but would this actor really have the gravitas? You're looking for a name to be the villain in many ways, and I'm not even sure if Alfred Molina fits that. I think William Dafoe would have been a bigger deal in the first movie by then. I think that this movie is probably how people know of Alfred Molina. And I mean the bricklayer. I think I see a Dodge Spirit right there. I used to have one of those in my family. This is the same house from the original film. We got a different look at it. Hell, it may not be. Oh, Peter Parker's just so busy, he can't remember his own birthday. Why is Kirsten Dunst so red in the face? Like, they're really trying hard to make her ginger. Your father'd be so proud, rest his soul. You kind of didn't get along with him too well. And if you knew he was the Goblin. Yeah, we're funding this fusion thing with this Dr. Octavius. Come by. What's the worst that could happen? This movie looks radically different visually. Everybody's got a much more warmer tone about them. And its interior shots, definitely. They're warmer and there's more contrast. Aunt May's house did not look like this in the first movie. There a lot of grain showing too. You know, maybe they over pushed the film. We get a little bit emotional scenes here out of Aunt May. I don't think she's in direct peril in this film. It's been a while since I've watched this. Probably sometime in college, maybe. It could be as far as 2005. In fact, that's probably the truth. Oh no, the house is in trouble. I'm a little behind. Everybody's behind on their bills. $20 for your birthday, kiddo. And this how you picture Aunt May, not as some kind of weird hot single in like early 50s. Take the rest of your cake home too. Yeah. Oh, I'm so embarrassed by being on a billboard. Oh boy, yeah, what? Indeed. Tobey Maguire spends a lot of this movie with his mouth kind of agape. It's kind of like I can't close my mouth quite right. It's kind of a smile. Half smile, slightly open mouth. Dumbfounded. I'm not sure that this scene's playing out the way it would in reality. Oh, you're such a mystery. Hand on the face. Man, look how dark it is outside. I about think my TV busted. Neither of them says they want to be boyfriend and girlfriend here. I mean, hell, he already got her to make the move and he shut her down, so why should she say anything now? Really not sure how long this is after the first movie concluded, but I think way less time will progress. First film covers a lot of ground. And here we go, the guy asking for the rent. He's got that like crazy skinny gangly daughter. I think too much is going on over here because it's like, all right, we could just have a landlord, he asks for rent. We can make some. Then it's like, hey, I have a daughter. She's giving you some looks. She made you a cake, like, and then nothing really comes of it. So it's kind of like, why include that scene? And yeah, I'll be complaining about that when it happens. The Modest Life of Peter Parker. You know, his place with Harry wasn't amazing, but this is worse. The restroom is outside the apartment. Introduced to Dr. Octavius, not a hero shot welcoming into the movie. It's seems kind of unusual. He's just kind of sitting there inspecting something with some weird looking glasses. Towers over Peter Parker, huh? You're a Connors student. Dr. Octopus seems like a decent dude, really. He doesn't seem to be scheming or have some kind of military application behind any of this, right? Oh, yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money. He doesn't even say that. It's not even like some kind of weird capitalist-driven, like, slandery. I'm not totally sure how this fusion reaction thing's supposed to work out here. It's like if you make a sun, is that mass going to have some effect on Earth? How does this work out? Kind of setting him up as a decent husband here. It's not like he's ordering his wife around, go get me another coffee, make me a sandwich, none of that. Alfred Molina was in, I think, a couple years prior to this, the Frida movie with Selma Hayek. But I think, as visibility goes, people may have seen him the most as you throw me the idol, I throw you the whip. And Indiana Jones, I shouldn't have said it, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's not even Indiana Jones to it, but in the title originally. There he is, looking kind of dumbfounded. Washing the Spider-Man suit in public with your whites. Not smart. Yeah, we've made a lot of effort here to show Peter Parker as an everyman. Still not buying how he came across that suit. You're telling me he could make that by himself, in secret? Sure. Gotta go see MJ's play, where we will run into Bruce Campbell again, who is... at this point, he may not be in every Sam Raimi movie, but I think up to this point, 2004, I think he is in every Sam Raimi movie. Carnations. Oh, that looks so lame. Yeah, I brought you 3 flowers. Shoot, she's already got white roses right next to her. And Peter looks so goofy on this bike, doesn't he? I'm gonna guess that these kids are stars now that he's talking to. Uh-oh. He's got a beret. And he's shooting at police Crown Victoria. Nice crash. And whoa, what happened? We're supposed to get splattered. The web. The Deus Ex Machina of the Spider-Man web. There is a lot of attractive chick cheering on Spider-Man in this movie. And I think that's supposed to kind of hit the audience in a way. Like, hey, look, if you're Spider-Man, the girls like it. So does he hit them with like a dense web that has like a stun shot type capability? Now, that shot there, putting those guys over the light, looked pretty cool. That's kind of quaint action you used to get in a superhero movie. Now, it's like, Avengers level threshold means we can't deal with common thieves. And this scene will go on a little long here. Oh, once the play gets going, you can't come in. Do you think there could have been some fourth wall breaking here? Like, hey, you look kind of familiar. Did you used to announce wrestling? And we get the Spider-Man theme from, I think, the 60s cartoon. Could be wrong. Worked into the movie in a kind of joke capacity as probably the only way to do it. Though it did appear at the end of the closing credits in the last movie. And if I remember right, we get like weird 2004 rock, kind of like an emo rock song to close this movie, and it is off-putting. Oh, hey, kiss on the cheek, call me. We're not doing a MJ's into girls angle, are we? No? Oh, hey, look, is it Harry? Oh, no. Was it Harry or another guy? I couldn't quite see. Couldn't recall. No, it's just some dude. Pete never showed up. And the sirens are blaring. Where is he headed? It seems like Spider-Man may need a police scanner to really work out where to go, especially if he's going to go in front of the cops. Now, I think there could be some room to nitpick here with Peter losing the spider powers. It's not explained. It just comes and goes. And maybe that's not satisfying. In some way, it seems like because Peter doesn't need the powers anymore, they leave. I think that's Hal Sparks. Spider-Man had to take the elevator. See, the joke here is that superheroes typically avoid public conversation. Awkward silence. Oh, yeah. Now, I actually had a class at the University of Kansas on theater design, and there was this older lady, probably like late 40s, in the class, and she was talking about some of the stuff she'd done. One of the things that I don't know what business she had taken this class, but she worked on Spider-Man's suit in Spider-Man 2. I guess she sewed it. She didn't necessarily design it. It's essentially the same design as the first movie. But she had sewed some of the suits, I guess, for this one. Spider-Man's suit would be a reasonable collectible of movie props to have. It shouldn't deteriorate over time. Like, you see the Michael Keaton Batman outfits are completely dust now. They were deteriorating, and they just kind of ground them down and remixed them into a new latex. I think it's latex, or was it a rubber compound, and poured new suits together. But hey, they're spiritually the same. I mean, it's made out of the same material. It has some flecks from the old dusty, decomposing suit in it. So yeah, that's the only solution you got there. Now, a Christopher Reeve Superman costume is in good shape. Probably made of cotton. Oh, nothing's going right for me. I'm Peter Parker, and I don't even know if I want to be Spider-Man anymore. Knowing that she can't hear him, now he can talk. You know, the shyness kicks in. I know that it seems like overcoming shyness is one of the goals in a film like this, but it seems like you have the character being shy for so long, it just ends up making the kids in the audience that way. But because we're not Spider-Man, we can't overcome it. And then you never talk to girls. Alright, so we're going to finally kick the movie into gear. We've got our big experiment. Let me get on my Dr. Evil costume. I'll start with a bad joke about finding money. Is that Daniel Day Kim over there on the far left? This would have been just before Lost started. Yeah, so I'm here to tell you guys about my fusion reaction stuff. Oh, also, I have robotic arms that are going to be attached to me, and there's going to be an exposed inhibitor chip on the back that makes these convoluted AI-driven arms powered by I don't know what. But yeah, the inhibitor chip stops them from taking over my mind so that I can control them and they not control me. How much this weighs, I don't know. But this isn't even the big reason we're here, is it? Yeah, this doesn't look menacing at all. Oh, we don't want to throw a Sony logo up on that monitor? Oh yeah, we are totally pointing out the inhibitor chip. Nothing will go wrong with that. You can certainly see the evolution here in Harry. He's found his dad's wardrobe. And at the conclusion of this experiment, I think he throws on some Ray-Bans. Tritium. CGI arms don't look bad. I think there are some practical component to the arms at times. Make sure you get on your fancy glasses, honey. Your goggles. All right, so we have the fusion reaction. Why exactly do we need the arms? Like, the arms push the fusion back together. So, in an application of we're trying to have a power plant, how does this work? Oh no, all the metal is getting sucked in. We got a lot of magnetism. Should have done this in Magneto's gel cell. Stabilize, you say. Where'd Pete go? He had to turn into Spider-Man. Swing into action. Try to save Harry. Doesn't change anything, does it? Huh? I still hate you for what you did to my father. Though I'm not fighting you right now. And here comes the glass. Chip shorted out. Man, 2004 lightning bolts in a movie. Not the best. Now's a good time to turn the power off. So we have some injuries and at least one death. To say that could have destroyed the city may be hyperbole. I have nothing left because of Spider-Man. He ruined the experiment. Oh, these are not Ray-Bans. That's something. And to make sure you know she's dead, let's cover the face up. And the arms have fused to Dr. Octopus. Again, I don't know how they are powered. This is a fun scene. This is your spark of the Evil Dead type of macabre humor that is going to get integrated here. We got saws buzzing. We get the biomechanics of the close-up shots of the arms coming to life and attacking in about as brutal of a PG-13 fashion available at this time. Yeah, there's going to be crash zooms. Yeah, check out the carnage via silhouette. How long are these arms? It would seem like some of these are reaching 20 feet. She got like pulled into the darkness. Yeah, look at the crash zoom there onto the chainsaw. Can't reach it. What good would it have done? And then the hand comes up with the chainsaw. I feel like that fight at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood tries to go for this vibe but fails. And instead there's a wackiness about it that I don't think's fitting. Oh man, the effort to get that to gently grab the gauze over his eyes and pull that up. How many takes did that take? How many takes did that take to get to the Kit Kat bar? Dramatic lighting, there we go, yeah. How much working out do you think they suggested for Alfred Molina? Look, you're going to be shirtless a bit here, but we want you looking pudgy still. Concerned he's going to get hit by the car. You can see the cables attached to the hood of, well, actually I think it's underneath the taxi, but when it flipped upside down, you could see the cables from how they threw it. He's still a decent guy, but the AI is taking over, and it can find prime real estate that is abandoned. Crazy scientist turned himself 4 mechanical arms, right into his body. Otto Octavius with 8 limbs. What are the odds? Who is this guy that plays Hoffman, and should I know? Well, seems like just about everybody in this movie gets a TV show of some kind. You heard Spider-Man was there. Is this guy onto him? Is Bill Nunn onto Tobey Maguire? Now, see, it's strange to me how he mentions his son, the astronaut. I see this laugh show up in people's YouTube videos, but JJ's son, is it JJ Jr. or something, Triple J? He's an astronaut. We will see him. Actually, I think he was the guy that picked up Mary Jane. I think they're a bit of an item in this movie, or a date, at least later in the film. To me, I'm thinking, we're bringing his son into this, so that means Venom's around the corner. Because my concept of the Spider-Man story mostly tied to that 1994 Fox animated kids cartoon, which was not bad. It could have been better animated, but JJ's son, the astronaut, found this substance that is Venom on the moon, and it came back with him in the space shuttle, and that's how Venom's introduced. And it is a way more satisfying route to bring Venom into New York City for these movies than what we ended up with in the third film, which is Happenstance Asteroid. Ah, yes, the part where the villain has to talk to himself. Gotta rebuild it. We need money to rebuild, so gotta go rob a bank. And it's not a crime, because the real crime would be not finishing the work. I do appreciate how, I'm not saying that each of the arms has a different personality, but it's like they're communicating with him and he's replying back. We can't hear what they're saying, but he paraphrases for us. This loan officer is vaguely familiar. Is that not the guy from Community? Maybe just tougher to recognize with hair done this way? I think it could be. And it says there's a free toaster. Wow, I'm staring right at the vault. Let's go. That vault, by the way, that vault door is oddly flat. That was not a good render. The whole door was CGI. Now we have a practical one on the ground, but when he's standing there straight looking at it, it does not look built up. It looks flat, like it was designed in a 2D editing program like Photoshop. And rather than a 3D model. So not sure what brand of sunglasses he got here. This is one of the few times where Peter Parker actually gives the jokes out as Spider-Man. Here's your change, hits him. Yeah, it's corny, but Spider-Man should be telling more jokes during the action. Having quips is one of his traits, and they don't do that much in these films. Part of why I thought The Amazing Spider-Man had a better depiction of Spider-Man. I took some Ambersol and put it on my tongue before I started this. Had a taste bud kind of acting up, and it's, Yeah, I'm a little numb there, and it's probably messing my speech up. Not a bad fight overall. Just a little miffed about that vault. I'll launch some piece of car at you. Now I'm grabbing Aunt May. Had to be Aunt May. Wait a sec, we gotta have some babes watch the carnage. Oh, he didn't hand her over, he dropped her. If he says let her go, of course, drop, right? But it was hand her over, he was careful of his words. Oh man, Peter Parker really banking on the athletics of Aunt May. Got a brief Stan Lee cameo right there. Save a bystander. Most of this looks pretty decent. Yeah, of course, CGI looks better today, but I think a lot of what they're looking to achieve here works. Okay, yeah, their fabric. His jacket there, Dr. Ock's jacket's looking a bit suspect. You know, trying to wave in the wind. It's the sustained shots that give it away. Did he say you're a woman? And there's this catapult. He's doing it again. Yeah, just in case I do have a knife attachment in my tentacle arms here. Yeah, I may be wrong. Oh, and there we go. We got the babes looking at Spider-Man, approving of him saving the day. I may be wrong about Aunt May. She seems to have a bigger role in Spider-Man 2 than in the first one. We showed them, yeah. And then the girl's clamoring for Spider-Man. Pretty solid fight, really. And here we will see the astronaut. Oh, Pete cannot get a break. He can't even get any free hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, I'll get your picture with the lens cap on. That'll work. Oh, Harry's hitting the sauce. James Franco got a bit of a hair upgrade between movies, didn't he? So this is the lady that puts up with JJ. The first man to play football on the moon. How is that possible? Football is not a solo sport. Oh no, his date is MJ. I should have said something. I'll just stand here with my mouth open. She's looking on at disapproval at Pete, a bit of a hey, you snooze, you lose. This was not shot in 3D. That was not a thing in 2004. But the way things are popping up almost in the foreground, you could about draw the conclusion it was. There's always something that comes up with you. I can't keep thinking of you. It's too painful. Look, MJ has not crossed this unbearable threshold yet. She will do that in the third movie. She seems to be understanding at this point. She gets rescued. Sure, she doesn't help out a whole lot. But she's supportive, at least for the first two movies, largely. John's seen it 5 times, Harry twice. Aunt May's seen it, but not you. Even my father, who may or may not beat me, has seen my play. My best friend who cares so much about me can't make an 8 o'clock curtain. After all these years, I don't understand how he's her best friend when, from all I can tell, a year or two ago, they first started talking to each other. Didn't she have girls she was hanging out with in the first movie in high school? Now, drunk Harry is openly declaring war on Spider-Man. You stole MJ from me. You stole my father's love. Are you saying your dad kind of liked Peter more than you? The Spidey sense is not protecting Peter from those slaps to the face. Must be like the Borg, like was not perceived as a threat, so ignored it. Oh man, the hits just keep coming here. Oh, now you gotta go get a picture of your girlfriend, and it looks like the astronaut she wants to be marrying. Yeah. Oh, to sling web through the city and just kind of reflect. As serious as the circumstance of this losing powers may be, it's not investigated. He kind of just walks away from being Spider-Man. Instead of, hey, maybe I need another... Maybe it's wearing out. Maybe I need to get bit by another spider. You know, that doesn't come to mind. And I would think if I was Spider-Man, I would look to address the problem. Because once he does actually walk away from Spider-Man, what's to bring him back? He doesn't get another dose. Look, he's even losing his sight. He's going to have to go back to the glasses. As spider powers go, are spiders known for having great eyesight? Because that seemed to be one of the powers it gave them. You know, you'd think you still have 2 arms of your own you can use to light the cigar. Yeah, well, you go to a basic doctor that's not in on the Spider-Man secret. And you're not going to get the real answers, are you? And he's trying to explain to him through, I'm having a weird dream about Spider-Man not having powers. Do you think maybe Spider-Man losing his powers could have been an interesting way for him to approach Dr. Connors about this? And then maybe we can work out something. Oh, hey, I came up with a solution for you to get your powers back. Next movie, hey, so I finally found a way to regrow my limbs, you know? You have a choice, Peter. I have a choice. I could just not be Spider-Man. Whoa. And this is a bit of an odd sequence here. Introspective vision dream, flashback, Uncle Ben. It's not totally a flashback. It's like Uncle Ben's giving him advice from beyond. I'm in love with Mary J, but if I'm Spider-Man, I can't be with her, because then my enemies will go after her. If I stop being Spider-Man, maybe I can win her back. Of course, all of the big lectures take place in my car. No, I don't want the responsibility. I have a choice. I'm going to be Peter Parker for now. I'm Spider-Man no more. And you know damn well that they're not going to release a movie on the heels of $800 million and say, okay, well, he's not Spider-Man now. But when I'm watching this in theaters, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe the most fun and interesting route for this would be for him to continue not being Spider-Man for the rest of the movie. Because there is an underlying good movie here also about not being Spider-Man, though it'd be so bold for him to walk away from Spider-Man for another hour. Impossibly bold for a Hollywood film. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Get a nice little bit of a montage out of Peter here. Embracing being a normal guy. This song was in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, right? Why is he so clumsy? Like, in ways to the point that it makes him hard to like, because he's such a buffoon. Like, if Peter Parker's supposed to be good with some science stuff, but he can't fix a bike. Dr. Connors. Oh, look, I'm in class. I'm studying. I'm getting my life back in order. Focusing on me. Let the cops handle the cop stuff. I like the little freeze frame there. Now I can even make Mary Jane's play. Take that, Bruce Campbell. Totally shocked that Pete's there. Totally shocked, huh? Yeah, very professional. And I'll tell you, when you're on stage with the lights on you, it is not easy to see the crowd, so should not even... capability to recognize him down there, I'm not so sure. I shined my shoes, lost my muscle mass, did my homework. Yeah, with her engaged to the astronaut, he's going to win her over by being basic Peter. Now, this is when you go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, say, I'm Spider-Man. Astronaut, nothing. He told me you love me. Yeah, but now you're too late. What's to think about? You're a loser. Punch me, I bleed. Why? I'm getting married in a church. Okay. All right, that's where weddings usually happen. Elizabeth Banks' bigger role than in the first movie. Slowly getting more lines, taking over the movie. What? Spider-Man's costume? Yeah, it's in the garbage. Must have given up. Thrown in the towel. Finally got him, huh? There is an older logic. You know, if you're looking at the cartoon villain, one could possibly think that wearing the Spider-Man costume gives you the Spider-Man powers. But that's never tried. Bill Nunn knows this is bad news, that the town needs Spider-Man. Wow, she cannot sing. Why are girls checking out Peter still? Or are they kind of like mocking him? Oh, sees a guy getting beat up in the alley. Remembers that he can't do anything about it. But in the back of his mind, I probably should have done something. I know I'll just not close my mouth and walk towards the camera. It's always worked for me in the past. It was all my doing. Was it? I thought he went to go pick up Peter and got shot. He wanted to take the subway. He wanted to drive you. And if only I stopped him. Or did he want to drive you out to some, but you stopped him? Either way, he could have taken the subway. Peter spills the beans here. I thought this was some of the best acting out of Tobey Maguire. This is a good scene here. I'm responsible. You were at the library doing your homework. I went somewhere where I thought I could win some money to buy a car to impress the babes. I mean, admittedly, if he won enough money, he could have got that 911S turbo in the paper for a steal. Now, I put on you that it would be interesting to have no Spider-Man for the rest of the movie. We would then be cheated out of some pretty good Spider-Man action and some worthwhile scenes. I'm not saying it would have been really bold, and maybe the payoff wouldn't have been apparent until years later. Because you could always get more Spider-Man action in another Spider-Man movie. If we're thinking on the long-term grand scheme of things and how often we have Spider-Man films. I was there when he died. It was all my fault, not yours. Is this the 1-year anniversary of his death? And now Aunt May is pissed. Oh, but also I'm Spider-Man and I saved you the other day, so maybe it's a good time to bring that up. No? Okay. Look, Dr. Ock didn't just rebuild this thing overnight. I mean, he built it bigger, badder, kind of alone, but also with 4 helpers. I mean, I can almost kind of see a plausible way this is working for him. Where are you, Spider-Man? Your father only obsessed with work. Good night, Bernard. Bernard turns out to be the worst butler in all of superhero films. If you have a good butler, you get Alfred. You end up with Bernard, you're going to become the bad guy. Uh-oh, Franco, what's going on? Need some tritium for my experiment. Oh, we're making a deal now. I want revenge, but I can get revenge by proxy. You kill Spider-Man. So the deal is you get the Spider-Man. I'll give you the tritium. Oh, don't hurt Peter. I'll mention that as you're fleeing. You may or may not have heard me. Crime up 75%. Maybe not the most accurate graph. Oh no, a building on fire. The baby's still in there. Well, fuego goes your baby. Can Peter Parker do this? I mean, it's no problem for Spider-Man, but what about Peter Parker? By the way, Tobey Maguire made substantial money for this movie. Like, right after Spider-Man, they were like, here's like $50 million. Come on, Pete. There we go. Use just a little bit of that spider bite. No, it's an Asian daughter. We gotta save her. Make the jump, Pete. Come on. Was that a little bit of Spider-Man power right there as he threw her up? Oh yeah, she's got the Spidey strength now. Just give the kid away and leave. That is the hero's way of doing stuff. You don't stick around to be interviewed. None of that. Although he does need some oxygen. Somebody got trapped on the fourth floor, never made it out. But Spider-Man might have been able to make a difference. If they were screaming and stuff, I mean, how else would he have known? He's reevaluating things. Turns out if I'm Peter, I still lose MJ. So what am I gonna do? There it is. What am I supposed to do? That's what we're thinking. Oh, hey, yeah, I know MJ's out of the picture, but I'm a tall, gangly, blonde, probably Russian chick. And I made you something, so would you like a piece of chocolate cake? Why does this scene exist? Yeah, I could use some cake and some milk. That'd be nice. Oh, okay. Well, here, I'll be right back with it. Yeah. And I'm gonna watch you eat this. Yeah. Okay, we get it. She's into him. For what purpose does this need to be included in the movie? Because this goes nowhere. She doesn't need to be rescued. He doesn't consider her for a second. Oh, you got a message. It's your aunt. Thanks. Could he not have just checked an answering machine? Or just dropped by Aunt's place and saw that she was moving stuff and then asked, hey, what's going on? I'm finding ways to cut some dead weight from this movie. He's got that globe everybody had in the 90s. Shit, I think I got it in my closet right now. It's water over the dam or under the bridge or wherever you like it. I don't need to blame you about his death. I still have you. You know that cake eating scene? I'm thinking you don't see him eating the cake so much as you see her watching him and then the cake's finished. And that could be a byproduct of when you do scenes, you end up doing them way more times than you anticipate. And they just didn't need Tobey Maguire eating a ton of cake. I didn't catch. What did she say she gave away of Peter's? Spider-Man quit. He wanted to try other things. Kids are disappointed. The kids need a hero. Setting examples. Everybody loves a hero. MJ would love you again if you're Spider-Man. Now I wonder how many Spider-Man suits does he have? Because you saw one hanging up in the closet, right? So if he did want to return to Spider-Man, he would need to either bring another one, additional suit, or know how to retrieve the one he has. Don't strain yourself moving that desk around, Spider-Man. Remember, Dr. Octopus is on the look for Peter Parker to lead him to Spider-Man. Focus on what I want. I want to be Spider-Man again. I'll just will myself back into Spider-Man. Well, while he's running there, I see a little Tom Holland. I mean, that is a substantial jump, and I don't know why it had to go Wile E. Coyote with the physics for him, because like you already started the jump, you're jumping, but then oh wait, you forgot you're still Peter Parker, so you start falling immediately. Screw inertia, gravity just pulls you straight down. I'm back. Oh, my back. Yeah, there's a few laughs, given to the audience. Car alarm. Yeah, top it off. Oh, the wedding invitations. Your friend Peter Parker, is it? Yeah. Yeah, is he coming? Oh, I thought he was your friend. No, he's just a big jerk. Astronaut guy has not done anything for you to not like him. But couldn't the driving force behind him... I mean, would it have been too awful if he was Venom instead of Eddie Brock? Because, I mean, this guy'd have motivation against Peter Parker, possibly Spider-Man stealing his girl. Seems a little bit more motivating than the Eddie Brock lines that the plot thread were given to him in the third film, doesn't it? I want to do a little bit of this kiss upside down type thing. But, see what that's like with you. But it's just not quite the same as it is with the Spider-Man. Having second thoughts about the wedding. Her wardrobe is a little better than in the first film. Though right here she looks like she's ready to go into some feminist march. She's having second thoughts. Come meet with me. We'll get a window by the cafe where I think a Saturn will get thrown at us. Oh no, you're cutting her off. What do you want to say, Peter? You're shooting yourself into the foot. Wait a minute. Let me say I forgive you and all this. I'm having second thoughts about the wedding. I'll give you a chance. No, hold on. Let me cut you off. He's going back to Spider-Man, which means you're out of the picture. You want to say there's no more chance for him? He's going to say, fine, I'm going back to Spider-Man. A love triangle with ourselves. You don't what? Like, there's a lot of talk like this, a lot of lack of asserting yourself. What? I get to kiss Mary Jane Watson as Peter Parker? Are you serious? I've still got this engagement ring. Giant rock. Oh no, spider sense kicking in. Spider bite won't let him down yet. Now you're thinking this car was thrown through the window, but really that's just what Saturns do. More crash zooms. I'm wondering how were the arms making those thuds if they couldn't see him coming down the street, because he just came in straight down the street. It's not like he jumped down in front of him. I don't mind Dr. Octopus's look at all in this. I know it's not entirely fitting with the comics. It's improved, frankly. The round glasses and the bowl cut, silly outfit, better this way with the kind of like open jacket. Check out my pecs. I got sunglasses, long duster. And if you can't find him, I'm taking Mary Jane. Yeah, all that CGI, but I've seen worse. Oh, now he's done pissed me off. Why is my vision all blurry? Because I don't need glasses anymore, biatch. Oh yeah, I'm back, baby. Son's fiance got kidnapped. No whereabouts. It's all my fault. I drove Spider-Man away. He was the only one who could have stopped Octopus. That's what other people are saying. Now he's admitting it. Yes. Spider-Man was a hero. I just couldn't see it. Oh, but now... Such good penmanship. No guy can write that. Just as JJ was turning into a spider stan, he has gone back. Oh, he stole the suit. Now I'm mad. It's probably not the realistic way that'd be handled, but this is a comic book movie, and I think it's a fitting reaction, and the character works so well for Spider-Man film. I don't think JJ had the boots. Maybe Peter had the boots on hand when he snatched the stuff. But that the suit ended up at JJ's office like a trophy on the wall. Peter would be able to know that. You know, it's a place he goes into on occasion. Was super lucky that it wound up at JJ, right? I'm not sure how the tentacles scream. Do they have a microphone in them? This is a much better Spider-Man fight than what we got in the first movie. Like we're pulling in the agility, more interesting set piece, the mobility of this subway car. I mean, it is a subway car, right? It just isn't underground yet. Or am I missing something here? It's not. The L train is a Chicago thing, right? And this is definitely elevated right now. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've never been to New York City. I have no intention. Oh, I like this scene here, how he's like scooting on the ground, flipping up. And I think the Danny Elfman score is pretty good. It brings the adequate level of excitement, but also has this job of doing of like, now it's go time. Now we're getting back into it. Look how fuzzy she looked. That bystander. The fuzzy CGI bystanders here. Saving them with the web, though. This, all of this really is a level of comic book mayhem action that you could not have pulled off without extensive CGI. Well, I know you're going to rescue these people. Gives me a chance to bail. But you know what? He also hopes that he gets killed in the process. That way he can say, hey, my part of the bargain, where's my tritium? Wow, that looks fake as all hell. That shot, just as it panned up, and you could just totally see like the worst CGI train track in the middle of the road. Like, ooh. Is that Phil Lamar at the front of the train? Yes, it is. Remember, he's the guy that accidentally got shot in the head in the back of the car in Pulp Fiction. Now mostly does voiceover stuff. I believe he's Samurai Jack. His face is exposed, but no time. No time to let that get you down. We just gotta. This is big stress right here on the suit. Is it enough spiderweb? The Mythbusters have not accurately tested this. But you know what? You get a sweet moment here where it's possible some of these people recognize Peter Parker, and they're not, and whether they do or not, the point is they're not going to say anything about knowing Spider-Man's identity. Everybody, the different cultures, all the people that make up New York right here, sticking together, and they're going to help out the hero. And perhaps in real life and today, there'd be somebody would be obnoxious about this and not go along with the plan, the agreed upon plan to keep it a secret. We almost have like a hero sacrifice body thing going over here, but I think everybody in the audience knows Peter's okay. He's just a kid, no older than my son. Little lines like that add to some character for, the featured extras. Expands the city, makes you feel like there's more people in it than just Peter Parker. Hey, I found your mask. We won't tell nobody. Not really the way to phrase that. Just don't tell JJ, okay? Because he will tell everyone. Spider-Man groans in brackets. What? My plan to have this train kill you didn't work? Was he in The Sopranos? Now everybody stand up for Spider-Man. 2004, we're 3 years removed from September 11, 2001, where I think the connectivity of people standing up to the terrorist is still in our mind. Like, kind of like if this was going on, this is how we'd want the public to react. We'd hope for it. But they can't stop him. And now Dr. Octopus has Spider-Man. He's like, huh? I didn't actually think you'd get him. Oh, you did? Okay. Well, here, just put him over there. Well, yeah, I'll get you your tritium. Don't worry. I like that shove out of the way. All this metallic thumping around, and yet he can be a stealthy ninja octopus when he wants. Oh, we got the Maker's Mark out there. Yeah, we've been doing some drinking. That's his character, obnoxious sunglasses and drinking in this movie. I got my special sacrificial dagger here. We'll see who's behind the mask. Oh no, we're being overdramatic here. James Franco exposed. Keeping her, what, who? He's got MJ. Oh, now half of New York? It's a bigger machine than last time, but this one can only take out half of New York. You killed my father. Let's not address it right now. We need to go get Mary Jane. Let's not say that your dad died of self-inflicted glider wounds yet, and we'll let the butler bring that up in the next movie. Why is she wet? Sam Raimi must have thought, we made an extra $100 million from her being wet in the first movie, so we need more of that. Don't worry, I know you're a little damp, but Spider-Man's here. See, I thought he wanted Spider-Man dead, not to do it himself so much. But at least, I guess, if you do the hard part of capturing him and tie him up, maybe I can stab him. Oh, you're not going to be so well off in the water, are you, Dr. Octopus? Without his tentacles there to manage the fusion reaction, big time magnetic. Oh, she does a lot of screaming. Oh gosh, Spider-Man gets knocked out a lot, doesn't he? Dr. Octopus, with the AI of the 4 limbs, he kind of has his own spider sense. Though, like I said, man, electricity effects, not that strong. Uh-oh, we're gonna suck up half of New York. Pretty nice scene there of the cars getting pulled. What? With the limbs dead, maybe there's still some good left in Dr. Octavius. Brilliant but lazy. Oh, nothing lazy about him now. I'm trying to reach something in my chair here, a little squeaky. But there's still a little bit of AI left, huh? Oh yeah, you just need someone to tell you not to listen to them. So his dream to have cold fusion But to do the right thing is to give up the cold fusion. For now, anyway. He's right. Okay, so Dr. Octopus face turn. But it seems like, the demise for him would be him fighting with the arms, right? Rather than drowning heroically. I don't know. I mean, it could go either way, couldn't it? Like, okay, you get him to be a good guy again, but he still has to deal with the arms. And then that kills him. But instead, it's like hero sacrifice, right? Although, 17 years later, we're going to say, no, he maybe doesn't die because, or alternate universe version of him is going to be dealing with Spider-Man soon. A circumstance like that. Tobey Maguire's no face. But they just got a little freaked out because she knows he's Spider-Man now, and that's why he couldn't make your show. I did like that this is really heavy line because it grounds him a little. Just that's the way this Peter Parker would talk to her. Maybe we should get out from under this. Okay, so he pulls the machine into the water to stop the reaction because I guess the water will, I don't know, dampen the tritium, maybe something. I don't know what this rolling cage of death is coming their way, but what did he sling a web up to? This is why Spider-Man has to operate in New York City or maybe any number of cities in China. Because there needs to be skyscrapers for him to latch onto so he can swing away. You can't operate in Kansas like this. Poor Doc Ock lost his sunglasses. Okay, so it was a crane, right? And then I really like this scene. We're assuming that he attached to the crane. He took her down into the middle of the crane here. And he's made the spider web. And you have this like nice Tarzan rescue Jane type moment here. And now he can make right what he failed to do in the first movie. Now the cat's out of the bag. No time to hide, huh? Now you can take in Mary Jane, right? Huh? Instead, he's like, I can't risk my enemies, going after you because I'm Spider-Man. You and I can never be. And he feels so bad for Spider-Man. Man, it's kind of making me tear up just thinking about it. I'm getting a little verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves, I'll give you a topic. Spider-Man is neither spider nor man. Discuss. Gotta lower her down into the arms of the astronaut. Oh, dang. And this is really corny because it's like, How was he? Okay, suppose he's on hand. He's a really dedicated fiance. He's working with the cops nonstop to find her. And did they get a lead? Hey, there's like a fusion reaction out there. We need you. Look at the heroic jump from this guy. Has done nothing wrong. He didn't say, I don't want Peter Parker at the wedding. None of that. It hasn't given you any reason to dislike him. And that kind of makes it all tougher. My sacrificial knife. I was this close. Instead of Peter Parker showing up at Harry's penthouse, explaining everything to him, I don't know, he went home and took a bath. I'd assume at his apartment, he probably has to go into like communal shower. I mean, he didn't have a bathroom in his apartment. William Dafoe is back. His visions. So is the psychotic nature thing just something that runs in the family here? Because it's not like Harry took the serum and started having hallucinations. Kind of makes you think, does William Dafoe go crazy with or without the special sauce? And I'm going to convince you we have to get our revenge on Peter Parker. Yep. Avenge me. That should be a meme. And then in breaking this mirror, he is going to find the secret stash that gives him the tools to get that revenge. Though it is, by this point, it's the diminishing return on the glider and the Green Goblin. It's like, do we need this? Because when you see the Spider-Man 3 trailer, I think you're disappointed. Like, oh, really? So Harry Osborn is like, what, Hobgoblin now? And we're doing the Goblin thing again? That's what we're doing? We wanted just Venom. Oh, but now you're doing like a 3-villain thing? Sandman included? Down to the end of my popcorn, and I'm getting those kind of like crunchy. They look fluffy, but they're actually crunchy. You know, hard kernels still left in them. Don't like it. Said I was getting married in a church. Well, this is a church. Oh, she looks so happy. Mary Jane Watson, beaming with joy. She's really such a buzzkill throughout these movies. And then a serious buzzkill in the third one. Here we go. We got the white roses. They all should know something is amiss because Peter is not there. Oh, Simmons, you scene stealer. What I'm saying is that Peter Parker not being there, they gotta be assuming she ran off with him. I think this is her friend from the play that gave her the kiss on the cheek, real quick. Oh man, I lost to Spider-Man. Call Deborah, the caterer. Tell her not to open the caviar. We want to save some money while we can. Now, running away from her wedding, she's far happier than going through the wedding. And did he not notice the door opening? He's got spider sense. Well, what's going on here? You're supposed to be getting married today. And I can't close my mouth. I can't survive. I'm kind of tearing up watching this. Like, you know, this is kind of like the Titanic of the superhero movies. Like the one that gives you the most satisfying love story. So she's like, even if you're Spider-Man, I'll face the struggles with you. Because we can't be half ourselves. All right, but the money line is coming, guys. I'll always be standing in your doorway. I mean, it's appropriate for standing in his doorway, but it's about time somebody saved your life. Oh, she is coming out with all the good stuff, but she isn't done yet. She still has a bullet left in the chamber. Thank you, Mary Jane Watson, and now Peter Parker and Mary Jane have a kiss. But she'll be like, you know what? It's better when you're upside down. Siren wailing. Hey, this is what you're committed to. You know what he's got to do. Go get him, Tiger. Definitely kind of gets me the feels. I didn't expect to be crying so much. Oh, those CGI helicopters. Screw you. American flag right there. And there you go. And we're gonna close our movie with some bad emo music. Because it's 2004, and that's what we do. All right. Well, I guess that was Spider-Man 2. And what'd you guys think? Probably the only time one of these commentaries is gonna kind of get me like that. But you know, yeah, it's a good thing I don't do this with a camera on. Until next time, adios.